Hey, welcome back, friends. If you want to join the friends, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Today we're going to talk about these little guys right here. I currently have the Demon Butler, but there are many different types of construction servants that can actually bring you miscellaneous items as well as unnoting logs and planks from your inventory and bring them back unnoted. They're very useful for construction. I was actually planning on just linking a guide when I make my construction guide, but I actually couldn't find any guides on YouTube for construction servants. So that's what we're doing today. We are going to talk about exactly how to get a construction servant, what they're used for, and also why I think that they're one of the most overpowered things about construction. So first thing you're going to want to do is make 2 bedrooms. I already have the one right here. I currently do have a second one, but we'll pretend like I don't. You're going to make a second bedroom. This is going to cost you 10,000 a piece. Just build it in any orientation that you would like, and you are going to have to cost about 20,000 GP to make 2 bedrooms. The first bedroom is obviously going to be used for you, and the second bedroom is going to be used for a servant. So the only thing you actually have to build is the bed itself. So all you do is you just go ahead and build it. You are going to be wanting to make the cheapest one most likely. Cheapest one is actually going to be the oak bed. Wooden planks actually are more expensive than just getting regular oak planks. So you want to get 3 oak planks and 2 bolts of cloth. So to make 2 beds you need obviously 6 oak planks and 4 bolts of cloth. So all in all, starting up cost is only going to be 20,000 GP as well as 6 oak planks and 4 bolts of cloth. Honestly, not bad at all. One other thing that you may want to build, as you can see, my servant was kind of just roaming around. If you build a bell pole space, rope bell pole, it only costs you 1 extra oak log and 1 rope, and anytime you pull it, the servant will come running to you extremely quickly. So if you want to get to the servant, or if you're having a problem finding your servant with larger houses like what I have because I'm level 99 construction, you may want to consider making this and putting it close to your portal. That way you can just pull it really quick whenever you first get into your house, so that the butler will follow you around instead of just free roaming like this. He will start following you around as soon as you actually fetch anything from the bank or start talking to him or anything like that. But it just is sometimes hard to actually find the servant when you first start going around in your house if you have too large of a space. But let's go ahead and go over to where you actually recruit a servant. The next thing you're going to want to do is come over here to the Servants Guild in North Ardoyne. As you can see, there's a lot of different options for the servants. I'll put up a kind of table for all the different servants so you can see exactly which each of them do. But you just go ahead and talk to one of these guys and they can basically be recruited to come to your house. I already do have the Demon Butler, so I can't recruit another one. Let's go over a couple of the different servants. Rick is going to be at level 20. He's the lowest level along with the Royal Guard. They both do exactly the same thing. It's just a personal preference which you like better. All the way up to level 50, the Demon Butler is going to be the best one, but obviously have the highest cost. That being said, he does make trips to the bank extremely quickly, and he carries up to 26 items. Whereas the lower level ones will only carry 6 items. They do cost a decent amount less per item, though. There's one more on this guide that is going to be the Monkey Butler. That's going to be obtained from a different method. It's not from the Servants Guild here, but let's go ahead and go over to the Inventions Guild to see how you obtain that. As I said, the mind-controlled Monkey Butler is going to be a little more complicated to get. Basically what you're going to want to do is do some tasks here for the Goblin sector, and when you get to the tier 3 you can unlock it with 35 points. It's not really that hard. All you do is just go to tasks, choose Goblin, and it will give you a list of tasks. Just do these and it will automatically give you some currency. Then what you're going to want to do is go to any workshop bench, and you are going to want to make the Monkey Mind Control helmet. This is going to require 1 Monkey Talisman, 420 head parts, 25 crystal parts, and 50 living components. As you can tell from all these components and the Monkey Talisman, this is actually quite expensive to actually get first running up. 25 crystal parts is probably like 2.5 mil, and living components is probably at least 1,000,000 GP worth of stuff disassembled. So it is going to be a pretty high cost to initially get the mind-controlled monkey helmet. But once you do, as you saw in the last slide, it is free. You no longer have to pay, and it is getting a free demon butler essentially. So it's going to be the best servant in the game for free. So if you're willing to put this initial cost in, you already have level 60 invention, and you did some of the goblin tasks, then definitely worth getting this if you haven't already gotten another servant that you prefer. Okay, so now let's go over why exactly do you want a butler or any other servant in the first place. They do have a couple of different options when you talk to them. You can ask them to stop following you, or that they're fired, that is completely useless. If you click the miscellaneous, you can have him do a couple different tasks. I'll go ahead and have him make tea for me really quick. As you can see, he just starts making tea. This is relatively useful because he will just make a tea that actually boosts your construction level. Otherwise, you kind of have to make it yourself. There's kind of not really another good way of boosting your construction level. So actually kind of nice that they have the butler just do it for you instead of having to obviously do it manually. He'll ask you if you want it softened with milk. I don't really know what the difference is. But you end up with a cup of tea that if you check your construction level, I'm at level 100 because I just drank 1 cup, and it boosts you up to level 101. So pretty nice that they have that option. The other option is to serve food. Depending on which servant you have, they will serve you a different type of food. Demon butlers serve you curry, which would be useful when you are getting a curry boost, the spicy stew boost or whatever it's called. And the last thing that they can do is fetch from the bank. I currently have it set up to be fetching me 26 teak planks. If you are doing, just depending on what you're doing, you're going to want to set it up to be doing a different amount. If you're doing something that only requires 6, something like 18 planks or 24 planks would be your best options because you want a multiple of whatever it is that you're actually doing. It's entirely up to you whether or not you want to do that, or if you just want to get the maximum amount out of your GP and just have them collect all 26 or 20 or 16 items that is currently they can do. I personally like to just have them collect however much I'm planning on using. It's a little bit GP inefficient, but it makes it so you don't have to be constantly talking to them over and over again. I'm going to have him go ahead and run and get 26 more teak planks. I obviously do not have room for that in my inventory, so he will just give me however many inventory spots that I have, and he will hold on to the remaining 23 items. I can have him take them back to the bank, or I can obviously use them and then basically get them later. So if I go ahead and build another prawn broker here, you can go ahead and get the 8 that I just used, and then I have 15 more remaining in his inventory. So that's pretty nice. The next thing that you're going to want to do is decide which butler is actually the best for you. So let's go ahead and bring up the slide again that shows all the different butlers. And as you can see, obviously at level 20 you only have really one option. You have 2 options, but they're the exact same, so it doesn't really matter which one you pick. And honestly, at those levels, only getting 6 items per minute, it's probably not even worth using a butler. 10 items per 30 seconds for the maid. You may actually want to start using the maid instead if you are doing something that only has like 2 items, but realistically it's going to be faster to just bank regularly. The cook is going to be the first time that it may actually be worth getting a butler at level 30 construction. At level 30 construction, you're going to be getting 16 items per every 17 seconds. That means if you are making something that requires 4 items every single 4 seconds, the cook will be giving you as many logs as you could possibly need, or as many planks as you could possibly need to be making them. Honestly, butler is going to be the first time that I think is going to be definitely worth using for everybody. 20 items every single 12 seconds. Realistically, 12 seconds means that you can make about 3 items. Anything that is 6 items or less, that means that you're going to have continuous butler planks. You're never going to have to wait for the butler to get you more planks. Realistically, you should be able to do it faster than 4 seconds per making of an item. but it is entirely up to you how fast your internet connection is, as well as ping and how quickly you can click accurately. Butler may be the best option for you. I personally would recommend anybody that has 50 construction or higher to just go with the Demon Butler. It does cost you double the GP, but realistically it is getting you an extra 6 items, so it's not too much extra GP per item. Also, the fact that it has 7-second trip times means that if you're doing anything that is requiring a large quantity of planks as quickly as possible, the Demon Butler is by far going to be your best option. Obviously, if you have the Monkey Butler unlocked, just use that instead of all the other servants because it is free and gives you the same effects as a Demon Butler. I personally don't have it unlocked because it's, like I said, like 3 to 4 million GP worth of components, and I honestly am not training up construction anymore since the Monkey Butler came out. But definitely one of the better options. So I just wanted some background footage for you guys so you could see exactly how you traditionally use servants when you are training up construction. Basically all you do is you have them go fetch you some planks from your bank, and then you just construct stuff while they are getting the new planks for the next set of construction. So I was using the Demon Butler, so he comes back very quickly, but obviously if you're using a lower level construction servant, they will be coming back a little bit slower than these are. Basically, just construct as quickly as you can, and you should always have planks in your inventory. Whenever you are no longer having any planks in the servant's inventory, you want to send them back to get some more planks from the bank. Otherwise, you're going to end up with having no planks at all for a couple seconds while the servant is coming back and forth. And you're going to want to be as efficient as possible at this. I'm a little bit slow because I haven't trained up construction for a pretty long time, but if you start getting into the groove of it, you could probably get like 800 to 1,000 things constructed per hour. It's extremely fast when you get into the hang of it. It's actually kind of, I don't know, kind of like clockwork. It just keeps clicking along. Very easy and very good to use construction servants though. They increase the amount of XP per hour you're going to be getting by a substantial amount, so definitely worth using. If you guys do enjoy this, I would love it if you leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel so you can see all my future content. I do have a 1 to 99 construction guide coming up in the near future. And also leave a comment seeing if this helped anyone. As always though, have a good one.